Hi folks, I'm Stephen Cullen, the editor of Total Fly Fisher magazine, and today we're going to tie the Cats Whisker lure. Popularised by Bob Church, tied by David Train initially. One of the best catchers of fish out there. Very good lure in all its guises. Materials are basic, really basic. Tying thread, black, you can have whatever colour you want here. The original, bead chain eyes, 3mm. White marabou, long in the plume. And some chenille, chartreuse. This stuff's got a little bit of UV in it. Just perfect, it picks up all those sort of little dashes of sunlight underneath the water. Okay, first things first. Long shank lure hook, size 10. I'm going to run in a little bit of tying thread, just behind the eye. Take it back and touch and turns. 2/3 of the hook shank should do fine. There's a reason for putting this bed of tying thread on, which you'll see just shortly. Snip the tag end of thread. Take it back up. You've got to bear in mind there's going to be eyes here. You want to be able to get the thread just behind the eye of the hook and in front of the eyes, if that makes sense. So just gauge it. It should be perfect there. So, that's going to be my tying in point. What we're going to do, we've got normal sort of household chain here that you've got in your plugs. What I suggest you do is you don't go snipping that every now and again in the bathroom, kitchen, etc, etc. You will get found out. Buy it for B&Q, it's very cheap. Pair of snips, and snip your 2 eyes off there. You can get this in different colours nowadays. Gold's good, you can also get in red and small colours, great on damsel patterns. So, I've already measured this up. A couple of thread wraps, and what will happen is the eyes will actually sit at an angle. We can tidy this up with figure 8 thread wraps. So, let's go ahead and try that. Figure of 8 says exactly what it is. Take figure of 8 wraps. If I do it like that, you should be able to see exactly what I'm doing. Keep doing it until you're happy. Keep thread under tension. If it goes to one side or another, what you can do with really sort of tension thread wraps, you can actually pull it with thread, pull. That'll straighten everything up. At the end of the day, we're going to have super glue in there, and the thing will be fine. So I'm now going to take a tying thread and touch and turns down to the bend of the hook, so I've got a base layer of thread. This is for putting my marabou on, so it's got something to sit on. If we had to put marabou on a bare hook, basically it would slip. So we need that bed of tying thread there. Bring it back up, just behind the eyes. Take my long plume of marabou here. As you can see, that's very long in the plume, sorry. Very long. Rip it for the stem. Spin it in your fingers. Catch it in behind the eyes and work your thread wraps down the body. Doesn't need to be neat at this stage, this is all going to be covered up with chenille. Super. Pair of scissors. Snip that off there. Thread back up to behind the eyes, right the way back down the body. Now our chenille. I really like this chenille with a touch of UV in it. Very impressive stuff. I'm getting lots of different colours. What I'm going to do here is just strip the chenille from the core. It'll save you having a big thick body. But the same length as the body here. There you go, if you can see that. You see that in the camera? You see that there? Same length as the body. Tie in. Again, doesn't need to be neat here. This is all going to be covered up by your chenille. I really can't sing the praises enough of this pattern. And all its different guises, for competition sizes right through to the big lures for fry feeders. It really is phenomenal. There's a few different variants in the magazine this month. You've got an international cat, a polyshoot cat, which is very good when polyshoot first come out. Right in behind the eyes, one thread wrap will lock that. Oh, this tail's going to get shortened down. Just tidy it up. thread wraps under tension. Sharp pair of scissors here. Don't worry about the head, this will all get tied up with thread wraps later on. As you can see, it's starting to take shape. Again, plenty of fibres, white marabou. Pull it from the stem. Same trick, twist it in the finger. It binds the fibres together and makes the whole process a lot easier. What you can do is actually pull these fibres away a little bit. It makes things a lot thinner when you're actually tying it in. It's not a big deal, it doesn't need to be done, it's just a little bit tidier. So, top of the hook shank, get my thread under tension. Right on the top of the hook shank. Now it's strange this is tied with black thread. I mean, realistically, if I was to tie it, I would try and get the actual thread to match the body colour, in this case green, or perhaps the wing, in this case white, but the original was black thread, so let's go ahead and tie it the way it was originally tied. Keep everything as neat as you can. Here's your wing. Scissors, snip the tag end as close as you possibly dare. Don't worry about this little stump here, this will get tidied up in good time. So basically, with tension thread wraps, make sure you just cover the whole of the head of the fly behind the eye. Nice and controlled. That's basically it there if you can see it. And then we'll tidy up the head. Doesn't look great, and neither did the original, and we're going to tie it to that. Doesn't need to be neat. We'll make it neat obviously because we're tying it, we want it to look good. Build up the head there. It's the head all built up. All we're going to do is whip finish. Front of the eyes. I've got a little blade in there. Just the job. Try and get your tail and your wing the same length. Use your fingertips for this. Don't use a pair of scissors, you just get too clean and straight an edge. We didn't want that. That's basically the fly. We'll then just add a touch of super glue in here. My super glue is kind of drying up just now underneath the studio lights, so I've got one that I've actually done previous. There you go, you can see exactly the same fly, same thread used, and you can see what the head's like when it's finished. And that, my friends, is the Cat's Whisker. An absolutely tremendous lure, whether it be in the depths of winter chugging it along the bottom, or summertime in the form of a Cat's Whisker booby on the washing line. Very, very effective. It'll work for Daphnia feeders, it'll work for fry feeders. It basically appeals to the fish's aggressive instinct. A lot of big fish have came in this fly, and it's no surprise because of the action, those dumbbell eyes in part. Absolutely fantastic. If you've never tried a Cat's Whisker, and believe me, I'll be very surprised if you haven't, get out there and try it. Join me next month for Deadly Killers. Take care folks, get tying.